When you're ranked in the top 5, your very existence is a cauldron of pressure. And that is ratcheted up when you go on the road. And this highly ranked squad has found itself coming into a snake pit in this one. Welcome to venerable Bobby Dodd Stadium in Atlanta, Georgia, home of the rambling wreck of Georgia Tech. As we'll see the number 5 team in the country, the Florida State Seminoles, taking on another team from the ACC, the Georgia Tech Yellow Jackets. For EA Sports, I'm Reese Davis, Jesse Palmer, and David Pollack with me. Guys, can't wait to get this started. The Seminoles will put total leather to crank us up. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. The Yellow Jackets offense will go to work first. And are we ever lucky to see these two great quarterbacks in action here today? And Jesse, it won't be long before we'll see them squaring off on Sundays.
Yeah, these guys can both stress at defense for similar reasons, and we've seen it all year long, right? Both guys have tremendous arm talent, and both guys can hurt you running the football as well. So these defenses are really going to have to be careful with how they try and defend these two quarterbacks, David. This one could come down to...
And the pass rush is effective, and they tackle him at the 19.
And that's the first sack of the day, but I'll tell you what, this team's been doing it so far throughout the season. They're in the top 10 in sacks for a reason. They pin their ears back, and they get after quarterbacks.
And the Yellow Jackets have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Wilson to pass. That's reeled in. It's Rousseau. They make the stop, but not before he takes a chunk out of what they need to move the sticks.
Now, you've seen the evolution of these slot receivers. They're just matchup nightmares. They're hard to get your hand on. A lot of times, they're off the football. You can't jam them. These guys are so productive, and offenses really feature their best players most time in those slot positions.
The Yellow Jackets line up to punt it away. This will be their first punt of the afternoon. First one of the day is off. He was called on 3 times in that victory last week. Slips through the line. Coverage team was down there to corral him. They made the stop, and they'll mark it at the 39. So Florida State's offense has its first opportunity of the day. It's often said quarterback is the most high-profile position in sports, and when you have a guy like this, how could it not be?
Yeah, he's the guy that the defense is going to be keying on. They've had all week long to watch film to get ready for him, but David, when you have his kind of athletic ability and his kind of arm talent, he is so difficult.
Breaks into the open. Defense to take it in. Touchdown, Florida State.
This offense is so good. Man, they can hurt you in so many different ways, and they do it so quick, so explosive. They can put small drives together, big drives together. They've really had a great year, and that's why they're a top 10 offense.
Setting up for the extra point after the first score of the game. And with the extra point, they get the first 7 of the game. What a way to send a message. Huge play in the running game. 1 snap, and you've got a touchdown on the board. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Georgia Tech has the ball back, and here comes the Yellow Jacket offense. They went 3 and out on their first possession now to see if they can be more productive this time around. Motion from the wideout. Off-play action on first down. And he was looking over the middle and couldn't make the connection. Last incompletion leaves them still sitting at their own 25 with 2nd and 10. From the gun, the running back has it. tackle is made at the 28 after a pickup of 3.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough, but how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going.
Going downfield for the big play. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. And the Yellow Jackets will bring the punt team onto the field. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. They'll put a stop to that return at about the 37-yard line. All right, guys, here comes the Florida State offense onto the field. Already a solid start to this one. Now back to work with this 7-0 lead. An explosive play in the running game as he's got the 1st down. Renegade would be proud of the way they're using those horses to move it on the ground.
Yeah, get the horsepower going. And, man, they've had some serious backs over the years at Florida State. And you think about all the talent, all the swag over the years. You got to get back to that, find those guys that they can really attach this offense to and thrive.
A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
How nice is it in this offense to have your best receiver playing in the slot? You're matching him up against linebackers, against safeties, or nickel corners. Nickel corners are oftentimes the defense's 3rd best cornerback. This guy is virtually uncoverable.
The Seminoles with myriad options after that big pickup on 1st down. 2nd down, they'll go to the air. Makes the catch. It's Frost. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a 1st down.
Yeah, when you run those drag routes, it just takes a little bit of know-how. And when I say that, the receiver's got to understand, find space. My quarterback's going to find me. He's looking for that space at the same time. Nice throw, nice.
Intercepted. They were back in their own end, and they stopped the drive. Trying to take it back. They finally make the stop, and not only the huge turnover, but the big return has them set up in business.
Not all DBs make the play at the end, right? They can bat the ball down, they can be in position, but they don't really secure the football. Great job by the DB securing the football and forcing the turnover.
The Georgia Tech offense rolls back onto the field. We'll see if they can be a little more productive this time around. A 3-and-out the last time they had the ball. A solid pickup there before the defense is able to make the stop.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
Got it in the middle, it's Mills. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the 1st down. The Yellow Jackets are in the red zone. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Got his man. They'll spot the ball at the 12 after that completion.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
2nd down coming up on this red zone opportunity. Pulls it and fires to the left. Touchdown, Yellow Jackets! Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone. So much about the passing game is about timing, execution, communication, and these two, that's a virtual textbook there.
No doubt about it. And the receiver making plays for his quarterback, being dependable, running the route to the right depth consistently. Does a great job running his route. Great result because of it.
They're ready to kick it away, and this crowd is buzzing after that last score. Not going to get a return here. They'll bring it out to the 25 as the kickoff sails through the back of the end zone. Okay, guys, the Florida State offense returns to the field. They've seen the good and the bad already. A touchdown on the opening drive, a pick on the 2nd one, and now to try to get things back on track. Unloads to the wideout. Intercepted. A first-half turnover can swing momentum. He'll try to take it back. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. Trying to power it in. And And he's brought down at the line of scrimmage, and the ball will stay at the 2.
And, man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his...
Touchdown, Georgia Tech! That's the way you finish a drive and put up points. When you're handed a break with unbelievable field position like that, you better finish the deal, and they did.
You saw the quarterback jog on the field. I think he gave a high five to every one of those players coming off that just put them in position to go score that touchdown. That QB knew this was a golden opportunity, and boy, he took advantage of it.
And they'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. He wastes no time.